One of the biggest tournaments of 2025, the Esports World Cup, shocked the entire esports community. Everyone expected the usual powerhouses in the final, Team Vitality or Team Spirit, but instead the trophy was lifted by a team nobody saw coming. A team from a country almost never associated with competitive gaming. 5 young players from Mongolia. This is the story of the Mongols, the squad that not only conquered the world stage, but also changed the way an entire nation views esports. Back in 2016, while Alexander Kostelev, Simple, was dominating for Team Liquid and legends like Olaf Meista were at their peak. In the west steppes of Mongolia, new dreams was quietly forming. Computer clubs in Mongolia weren't the grand arenas. They were cold rooms, unstable internet, and second-hand pieces. Yet for many young Mongolians, these clubs were everything. A place to escape, to compete, to dream. We are not gonna talk about previous history of the organization IHC, or about the fraud scandal, or about the previous roster which was 2016 and 2018. They were focusing on the roster which has been formed in 2023, and that lineup stayed unchanged all the way until December of 2025. In 2018, the Mongolian government saw gaming as a problem, a waste of time, a distraction, even a threat. Computer clubs were being shut down. Some were labeled as addiction sites, and even a treatment center for internet dependence was opened. Local authorities begged the crackdown. Many citizens agreed gaming was seen as useless and harmful. When half the clubs were forced to close, it should have been the end for Mongolian esports. But instead, it became a beginning.
Window no scope from Zenzo! And so this...
Core players began to emerge. Despite every obstacle, a new generation kept training. Blades, captain, strategist.
Doesn't find immediate lethality. Now they'll double swing him. He does very well.
Techno 4K, veteran entry. 9-10 mid-round AWP player. Mzinho, Flex Rifla.
But he's starting to get a bit more confident on pushing on a timing.
Senzu, Rising Star. They weren't dominating right away. They qualified through Asian brackets, won a few matches, lost a few more. Fans began calling them the tourists, team that traveled for show matches and not serious competition. But they weren't satisfied with being background players. In 2024, the dream finally came through. MongolZ won the legacy on the group stage and finally stepped up to the legend stage on the major.
Feels very lonesome back here. The first one is easy, the next one he has to work for. Swings to the third, and he nearly got Neckers as well. Senzu, a bullet here will do it. You might be at the next level. You might secure that spot. You might do it for Asia here. It's just Leto left. 1 versus 3 to hold on to everything. Brazil, they can't make it happen. Trembled by the Mongolian hordes.
The legend stage. Unfortunately, Team the Mongols lost to the eventually champions Navi.
It should be. Navi, they can sense the weakness. They know now is the time to strike, and they will. Blitz goes down last, and it's Navi to take the victory on Mirage. Really well.
And powerful Vitality.
910 could be anywhere now, but he hasn't moved his muscle. It's Techno back at the bomb site against the world, against all of Vitality.
Yeah, got to be one hell of a heroic final stand for Techno.
Okay.
Oh, and it is! 3 kills come through!
Oh,
the Butcher!
no.
But he runs out in the open, gives that one over for free, and Apex is there to put
Both matches was extremely close battles, but they still ended in defeat. However, despite those losses, the Mongols achieved impressive results for that time and managed to break into HLTV top 20 teams in the world. And next big tournament, ESL Pro League, they continued to surprise whole Counter-Strike community, crushing tier 1 teams like Falcons, G2 Esports with the phenomenal Ilya Osipov Monesi and Nikola Kovic Niko.
In the hands of Senzu. Through the flame, he's committed through this. That's a chance as well. For Monesi has to have impact here. It's a 2v4. They're gonna lose like this. It was only half by.
Love that AK. Love that AK, Senzu.
Oh, gross.
Well, I mean, this was quite a series from the Mongols. They take it 2-0, a statement victory.
They advanced to the playoffs, where they once again lose to the Team Vitality.
She's aggressive attempt from mzinho. It may have needed to be more. They've lost it like.
Then to the Virtus Pro.
This is straight into the fight and straight into the meat grinder. Fame might have just closed it. 3 kills to his name, looking for more as well. Damage dealt, Flit will find Blitz, and 9-10 needs a 1v4.
But by that point, they had already made strong and confident statement on international stage. Those performances eventually pushed them into the HLTV top 10 teams in the world. Their first truly trophy in the history of the team, the Mongols, came in Abu Dhabi, where they defeated Ninjas in Pyjamas in the grand final.
And it looks like their days are numbered.
9-10 with the first. Red claps back with 2. The AK trying to once again bring the game back alive for NIP. And the Mongols find it. Another championship taken. Another land going the way of the Mongols. The beasts of Asian Counter-Strike have done it again. Now again, live at the Compass, they take their second trophy. The Mongols are your Yala Compass 2024 champions.
Compass 2024. MongolZ.
At the Perfect World Shanghai Major 2024, they delivered phenomenal performance, not losing a single match on their way to the playoffs. Along the way, they defeated top-tier teams like MongolZ, G2 Sports, and building incredible 13-win streak. Unfortunately, once they reached arena stage, things are changed.
Mongols run. This unthinkable attempt to win in Shanghai has suddenly come crumbling down around them. Techno has put forth his best showing to begin this series on Ancient Nuke. Always felt like it was in MongolZ's back pocket. Exceeding all expectations as the conversation about form now comes to a pinnacle, a peak at the end of the season where we now end with majors. The Mongols have had their moments, but that moment comes to the end by the hand of MongolZ.
On the map Nuke, they fell to the MongolZ and were eliminated from the tournament on a 5th place. But that one sent a clear message to the entire Counter-Strike community. Team the Mongols were no longer tourists. They were contenders. They took games of top teams. They showed firepower. They showed heart. Suddenly, analysts weren't laughing anymore. Experts began saying Mongolia wasn't just a story, they were a force. Even players like Simple admired Mongolia's aggressive style, reminded them of a champion teams. And then came the 2025 World Cup. The Mongols marched through the bracket, beating multiple top-tier teams, not once, not by lucky breaks, but with tactical discipline and fearsome aim. In the final, they faced Aurora Gaming, a Turkish powerhouse, with one of the star, Xantares.
They eliminated the home favorites and
new banner. A win here not only secures their spot in the Club Championship's top 10, but proves they truly belong among counter-strikes.
And Team the Mongols won the Team Aurora.
To place their hands on a well-earned trophy. One kill from it, and there it is. The Mongols clean sweep in the final. It's not even close. World Cup 2025 champs. It's the Mongols.
The reaction back home was unbelievable. Thousands stayed up all night watching streams. Fans packed shops and homes. Mainstream media called it a national achievement. Even politicians publicly praised the team. Only a few years earlier, gamers were told to find real jobs. Now, they were national heroes. Graffiti, celebration videos, local rap songs. Mongolia embraced its esports champion. That success also brings tough decisions. In 2025, the organization made a controversial call. One of the team pillars, Asbayar Mahbolt, Senzu, was benched. For many, this was heartbreaking. Senzu had been there through ups and downs, a leader both in firepower and mentality. But after an intense season and internal talks, the team decided to move forward with a fresh blood. On December 31st, 2025, a new player joined the squad. Formerly a standout for Mongolia's second-tier team, the Hans, MongolZ, was given his shot on the world stage. And he didn't just show up, he made his presence felt immediately. The roster now stood as Blitz, Techno, 910, mzinho, and MongolZ. And against all expectations, the shift worked. MongolZ brought aggression, unpredictability, and clutch capability. He turned close loss into wins. He opened rounds. He raised the team sailing. This story isn't just about the team. It's about how passion and resilience can change perception in an entire nation. Players once mocked are now role models. Clubs once closed are now discussed as cultural centers. A nation once skeptical is now proud. And while Mongolia may not yet be ranked one in the world, one thing is certain. If there's a non-European, non-North American team that can one day become a global champion, it might very well be the Mongols. And now in 2026, the story of the Mongols is far from over. The team continues to prove that their race wasn't a lucky run. It was the beginning of something much bigger. Throughout 2026, the Mongols kept fighting against the best teams in the world, showing that the roster from Mongolia can stand on the same stage as the giants of Counter-Strike. Right now at ESL Pro League Season 23, they've already achieved something huge. After battling through the brutal Swiss stage and defeating strong opponents like Pain Gaming and Aurora, the Mongols secured their place in the playoffs, proving once again that they belong among the elite. From underdogs to a team that the entire scene has to respect. But the most exciting part, the story isn't finished yet. The playoffs are still ahead, and the question now is simple. Will the Mongols just make history, or will they win even more? Because one thing is clear, the world is watching, and Counter-Strike might just be witnessing the rise of a new powerhouse for Mongolia. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. What do you think about my opinion? Text on the comment. Goodbye, take care.